Good morning, Lowestoft. This is Esther. This is our 10:30-ish from the Chaplaincy team. Just going to bring you, as we do every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, a bit of a thought for the day, something to ponder on, hopefully something that speaks into existence and life at the minute as we know it in these strange times. It's good, isn't it, that tomorrow we're going to be able to go into people's homes. One family can connect with another family at a time. That's really good. I'm excited about that. It's a good thing. But I woke up this morning thinking about fun and wonder and loving life. That's where I was when I woke up this morning. And I have to confess, I think that over the past few weeks, it's all taken its toll on my joy. Anybody else relate to that? Even though I've done gratitude lists and I pray for focus every morning, still find a little bit of an insidious heaviness creeping in. Anyone there with me? Maybe like a heaviness of spirit, one where I feel down even though I don't have anything to feel down about, or where other people's moods start clinging to me and preoccupying my headspace. Maybe it's just me, but my morning meditation this morning just mentioned a phrase that just really spoke to me, which was, it said, when have I been led by curiosity, wonder and appreciation, and when have I been led by cynicism and a critical spirit? And I just wondered which one you relate to. Like, do you wake up with a heaviness, or do you wake up with an eagerness to see what the day is going to bring? Like, my 6-year-old literally wakes up jumping out of bed going, "Mummy, what's going to happen today? Like, what are we doing?" Whereas like I groan and turn over and turn the alarm off and tell her to watch TV for a few more minutes. She just has this wonder about the day. And I'm not stupid. Like, I realise that as we get older, we have more responsibility, more on our mind. Like, the reality and the strangeness of and the difficulty of life is like more pronounced, isn't it? But I just really want to have some of that curiosity and wonder back. And so I wanted to explore that this morning because my mind went to this story in the Jesus tradition. Like, you may be like, really, spirituality, religion? I'm not really about religion, but Jesus is really captivating and he said some amazing things. So I'm going to refer back to that tradition. But in one of the accounts of Jesus's life, this is what it said, and it really relates to wonder and like just managing life. So the guys that are mates with Jesus, they come to him and they go like, basically, who is going to be of the highest rank in God's kingdom? Yeah. And what a question. Like, who's going to be the best? Who's going to have the most status? And we we do that, don't we? Because we're so preoccupied with ourselves and our status. It's like Jesus is trying to show them this whole new way of living. And because they live in an empire, in a kingdom, he talks about it in a way they're going to understand, as a kingdom of heaven and a kingdom of God. And so they start on a power trip, obviously, because it's all about me and how people view me and who will I have power over and how am I going to be respected and am I getting what is due to me, and am I known how I want to be known. Basically, they're saying, like, Jesus, how will the life you offer make me feel better about myself and make me greater? It's like, how will it enhance my social media presence? Do I need to get my eyebrows done? Do I need to have a facial so that I can look better and people are going to notice me? Because we all want celebrating, don't we? Like, we all want noticing. It's like this innate thing in us, isn't it, whether we like it or not? And I think that at a time where social media and reality TV and all of that is promoting this massive, like, love yourself and self-love and all of this, I wonder if it just actually starts to take away some of the wonder, that we so desperately want to recapture. So, like, they asked Jesus, who's going to be the greatest in your kingdom? And for an answer, Jesus calls over a little child, obviously, like you would, who and he stands him in the middle of the room and he says, "I'm telling you, right, once and for all, that unless you return to square one and start over like little children, you're not even going to get a look in this kingdom, let alone get in. Like, whoever becomes simple and elemental again, like this child, is going to rank high in God's kingdom." And what's more, if you receive the childlike on my account, it's like the same as receiving me. And I just think there's been like this collective gasp in the room, It's like, what do you mean, be like a child? Why on earth would we want to be like a child? How is that going to help us? Like, in that culture, children are seen and not heard. Like, they're more like property than anything else. They have no voice, no authority. You look after them, and they look up to you. Like, it just seems like an absolutely nutty answer. Like, you want to discover your life's purpose and live in a way that is life-giving and free? Check out that 4-year-old over there. Be like that. It's like, Jesus, what the heck? What are you talking about? Like, is this in like the snot leaking, face covered with food yuckiness, the I still can't control my bladder properly and I will randomly run into traffic if not directed? Like, is it like that? Because if so, Jesus, do you know what? I just think that's nonsense. It's not a piece of advice I really want to take. But then I just remembered, that we got caught in the rain 2 days ago when my 6-year-old squealed for joy like it was the best thing that had ever happened. A week ago, she caught a crab and was so amazed and terrified, but so amazed. I remember that she dances with no inhibitions to Baby Shark and Uptown Funk, that she isn't embarrassed to say she's sad and wants a cuddle. And I love the way that no question is stupid, the way she's only just starting to be self-aware, the way she's cute and soft and not like a threatening figure, even when her tantrums are really, really dramatic. I like the way she can't lie, even when she told me that the pen was magic, mummy, and it just drew on the wallpaper all on its own. Like, children have wonder, don't they? They really do. They aren't concerned with how they look when they're small. When they need something, they ask for it. If they're confused, they just say it, and they just keep saying it. If they want something, they just keep saying it till they get it. They are incapable of lying well until they learn and get a little bit older. And it just struck me that cynicism that you have as an adult, or it's insidious, isn't it? Like, we are such a cynical culture. We pride ourselves on seeing what might go wrong, hedging our bets. Like, even when kids are joyful, we're still quick to remind everyone that they're going to lose that when they grow up and see the world how it really is. Like, we somehow think that not to be cynical is to be naive, don't we? And that's such a downer in UK culture, I think. Like, we don't want to be naive. I get that. But maybe the opposite of cynical isn't naive, Maybe it's openness. Because cynicism looks for the worst, it expects it, it narrows down all the range of possibilities into a small host of negatives and embraces them. And it gives very little room for joy and wonder, doesn't it? But with openness, I don't think that's being naive. This isn't about a utopian ignoring all of the problems sort of nonsense, but it's an openness to the range of possibilities in life, to the hope, as well as the real possibility that it's a lie or it won't work. I guess I realised that when my mind's been reduced to a cynical, closed, negative cycle, I'm not going to see the wonder. I'm just not going to see it. I'm going to resent joy in other people. I'm going to judge people more harshly. I'm going to be like the disciples that go to Jesus and ask how it's all going to benefit me. I will be interested in self-preservation above everything else. But instead, Jesus says, you want to be in God's kingdom, you want to be part of what's great and life-giving, be like a child, be open like a child. They're humble. Like, humble isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Children embrace the moment, don't they? They just really do. They seek out comfort, they seek out truth, they want knowledge. They see the miracle in the flower, the bumblebee, the softness of the teddy bear, the waves on their feet, and they scream and rage at any injustice and any wrongness. But the wonder is there, isn't it? I want the wonder. I don't want to be cynical all the time. And Jesus says, when you're open, you will find the kingdom of God, one that isn't about status, but it's about embracing the life God has for you. Like, I don't really want to abandon my cynicism completely. Like, it's a bit of a defense mechanism. I don't know if it is for you. It's like a protection. Like, I don't want to be naive. But also, I don't want cynicism to define how I see the world. I want the full breadth and the full view of life. I want the wonder as well as the pain and the difficulty. And so Jesus has become like little children. So I just wonder how, do you know what I mean? How can I not be pulled down and shaped by the cynicism around me? And it's interesting because I don't think it's just positive thinking, you know? Like, I don't think it's like, oh, well, just look for it. I think that's part of it. So I do my gratitude lists each day. I do give myself a talking to when I'm negative. But there's some really practical hands-on advice here from centuries ago, written to people who's advising Jesus followers on what to do. And this is what he says. He says, here's what I want you to do. God helping you, take your everyday, your ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, walking around life like that normal, and place it before God as an offering. Like he's saying, just don't you realise you need to offer up what you have? Don't you realise you need to look at it and see it for the wonder that it is and the beauty that it is? Like he says, embracing what God does for you is just the best thing you can do for him and for you. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Like he says, offer it up, what you have. Like recognise where you've lost the wonder and become cynical and harsh and self-involved and just copying what everybody else does. And instead, he says, fix your eyes on God. And like, what does that mean? That means you're going to be changed from the inside out, is what he says. Like, this is like, invite the spirit of truth of Jesus to change you. This is about internal integrity, not superficial changes. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is offering up what you have in all the goodness and all the badness and asking for your mind to be changed and transformed by the spirit of truth so that you can see things for what they are, so that you can see the wonder where you've lost it. And I think it takes practice. So I want the wonder back. I want the openness. I want the spirit of truth. I want Jesus who says, come to me like a snotty, needy, beautifully open child and offer up the baggage and ask my spirit to change you from the inside out. It's a work in progress, so you're going to need to keep asking every day, keep doing it every day. Every morning I'm going back, going, spirit of truth, Jesus who talked about life, free me from the cynicism, open up my view so that I can see the beauty and the wonder as well as the negativity. Give me that life that I need so I can see better than I see at the moment. So if you are cynical, if you're stuck in a bit of a negative cycle where you're just seeing things negatively but you can't work your way out, this is my prayer, that may you know that you're not called to pretend, but may you see where you're stuck in cynicism, and may you reach out to the spirit of truth, to Jesus who says, come to me like a child in all of your honesty, in all of your snotty-nosed humility and beauty and innocence. Come to me and I will transform your mind so that you can see the wonder. He says, my kingdom is for you, just like a child. Like, it's not about status and power. Just come, let's have a chat, let's be honest, let's look for the wonder. I want to transform your mind where it's stuck, and I want to help you see the wonder. Maybe as a challenge, let's just practice that every day, every morning. Get up, spirit of truth, Jesus who brings life. Take away the baggage. Give me some wonder today. Let me see with the full range of you that you want me to have. I hope that helps and makes sense on this Friday morning. Tomorrow, as you get to see maybe family in their home that you haven't seen, you get to be inside someone's house, be safe, be careful, enjoy it, see the wonder in the moments. And if you want more of a thought for the weekend, the partner churches with Chaplaincy are all broadcasting Sunday morning. London Road Baptist Church, Lowestoft Community Church, Christ Church, Pakefield Church. There's loads going on. And I will be back on Monday morning with another 10:30ish. So I will see you then. Take care. Bye.